everyone, welcome back to my channel Eternally Stunning. I hope you all are doing good. So today in this video we are going to talk about Pluto in different houses. In the previous video we have already discussed about how Pluto represents in each of the signs. The link of the video is provided in the description box. So we have discussed that since Pluto is an outer planet, it represents each generation whenever it is in one sign, and so we have discussed in detail about what does Pluto do in each of these signs. And today, as I mentioned, we are going to talk about Pluto in different houses. So now the thing is that while researching about Pluto in different houses, I came across a lot of things. Like, we know that Pluto represents obsession, Pluto represents fears, transformation, regeneration, what we are afraid of, what we are obsessed of. So Pluto represents all of these things. And when I was researching and when I was reading about different birth charts and their placements in Pluto, I thought that something is odd, something is just doesn't match. And when I opened Navamsha charts, and when I saw the placements of Pluto, and when I talked to people like, do you behave in such a way? Do you have such obsessions or fears? And they were like, yeah, we do. And interestingly, whosoever the people are around me, I know them and I have seen their birth charts. I was like, oh my god, this person exactly behaves in this way. So this placement of Pluto will go very well with the Navamsha chart. So make sure that you know your Navamsha chart. So the link I'm providing below to check out the Navamsha chart. Now the thing is that I know that I'm trying to conjunct Vedic and Western astrology because Vedic astrology do not consider the outer planets and Western astrology doesn't have Navamsha chart. I know this, but the thing is that it is going so well, and I mean, what is practicing astrology? It is just learning about newer and newer things and conjuncting what we don't have and making up a new channel. So just check the placement of Pluto in your Navamsha charts and just check if you have these fears or obsessions, or if your close ones or your friends have these fears, obsessions, your close ones have these obsessions, then do let me know, do comment down below. And so without further ado, let's get into the video and let's see how Pluto behaves in each of the Navamsha chart, in each of the Navamsha houses. Okay, so starting with Pluto in the first house, the natives having Pluto in the first house might be self-obsessed and may have a strong sense of self, since Pluto represents obsession. If it is conjuncting their ascendant, these people might have a magnetic appearance that's hard to go unnoticed. But if it is not in conjunction with the ascendant, then these natives boldly accept who they are and they may use it to others' full advantage or to fulfill their true potential. They also have gone through some ups and downs in the early part of life and they may have become quite courageous with time. And they can be a good healer also, like the someone who gives very nice psychological solutions. These natives can be too power hungry, or they may come across such people who are quite power hungry and they want to control others. They want to make their puppet to others. These natives might not trust other people easily, especially as I mentioned that they may go through ups and downs in early age. And they also, the other side with them is they may have their set of experiences or story that is hard for people to trust or believe onto. These natives are not afraid to tell the world who they are, and they are mainly honest, and they may say something to others that is honest and bitter. So the strength of these people are they are charming if it is conjuncting to ascendant, and they are quite observant. And the challenges are they are quite moody and suspicious. Now the example of celebrities who have Pluto in the first house in their birth chart and not Navamsha are Aishwarya Rai, Keanu Reeves and Britney Spears. Pluto in the second house. When the planet of fear and obsessions comes in the house of family, wealth, resources, self-esteem. The natives having Pluto in the second house have a desire to gain power over others through their wealth. They may have an influence in their life that controls them through their financial means. They could be fearful that they may lose their money, because second house also deals with a sense of security through financial means. So there may be a constant unseen pressure that they might be dealing with. They may make relations or maintain some relationships only in order to have some financial gains or advantage from their family members. There could be a lot of shifts in their self esteem and self worth. Like sometimes they may have a high sense of self, and sometimes it's just negative or too down. These natives may get into some sort of beverage addiction, example, maybe a coffee addict or a liquor addict or alcohol addiction, some kind of addiction because of the obsession of the Pluto in second house. Their strengths are observant, ambitious, resourceful. Their challenges are speculative, stubborn. And the celebrities having Pluto in their second house in birth chart are Uma Thurman, Emma Watson. What happens when the planet of fear, obsessions come into third house in your Navamsha chart? When Pluto is in the third house, the native mind is like of detective and researcher. They have understood that knowledge and communication are extremely important for empowerment. When it comes about knowledge and communication, they are never satisfied. They want to have more and more knowledge. It's a restlessness of their mind that's difficult to calm. And these people might extremely be careful regarding saying anything about themselves or their family members because they tend to avoid any doubt in another person's mind. They'll be too careful with the use of words and the way they speak. Also, it's as it is opposite to the ninth house of Guru, they may be very much selective into selecting their stream or into selection of their guru, and they may also like to self-taught or learn by self rather than getting teachings from someone else. They may have a tendency to monopolize a conversation while talking about, say, politics or community issues. They want to dominate and lead the conversation. They should be careful about dismissing someone else's knowledge simply because it doesn't vibrate with their way they present, don't looks right to them. So the strength of these people are they are witty and curious, and the challenges they face are stubborn and indecisiveness. And the example of Pluto, celebrities having Pluto in the third house are Jessica Alba, Justin Timberlake, and Cameron Diaz. What happens when Pluto comes into the fourth house in your Navamsha chart? The native might be selective about their true thoughts and emotions for fear of being seen in a certain light. They may have an overprotective parent who, in order to protect them, restrains them from meeting different people, or they might have restricted their movement somehow. The native's parent might have restricted their movement somehow. Since fourth house also represents childhood, they might have gone through a traumatic experience early in their childhood that would have left a scar. And so they constantly look for creating a safe atmosphere or environment in their life. These natives deals with journey of initiation, road to maturity, intellectual growth, overcoming emotional distress, and reaching a natural balanced state where everything becomes possible. So the strength of Pluto in the fourth house people are they are silent, domestic, and protective. The challenges they face are they are moody, sometimes manipulative, and over emotional. When planet Pluto, the planet of obsessions, fears, regeneration, comes into the fifth house of children, romance, they express themselves through creative endeavors, since fifth house also represents creativity. They are not afraid to try new things. Usually they are first in the lines amongst their friends and relatives to try something new. They are stubborn, and this attitude of stubbornness and perseverance extends in their romantic life too. They might go through a lot of different feelings as jealousy, intense happiness, borrowing pain, possessiveness, and need to control. These natives have a great need for attention and recognition, since 5th house is a natural house of Leo, which is about attention and recognition. And for this, at times they might end up in escorting to manipulative means. Children are very important for these people. Their relationship with their children will be extremely important and it would have a very big impact on their life. Often they have devouring loss for their children and would find a sense of self or find a sense of purpose by becoming a parent. The strength of Pluto in the 5th house people are intense, powerful, sociable. The challenges they face are they are quite melodramatic, sometimes they are egoistic and invincible. The celebrities having Pluto in the 5th house in their natal chart are John Lennon and Robert Pattinson. What happens when the planet of regeneration, obsession, fear comes into the 6th house of enemies? The 6th house also represents daily routine, daily work. So, with Pluto in the 6th house, native can be very much into making things perfect since it is a natural house of Virgo and Virgo represents perfection. They may not be very comfortable to work in groups. As I mentioned, these people can also be workaholics since they are a lot into their work. They don't rest until they have researched every aspect of a topic. And also when they find answers, they may not be satisfied with them. And they may feel that something is missing out. They solve any problem or issues in front of them with a great intensity. As in they pay a lot of attention to each of the detail. The natives do pretty much anything to satisfy the perfectionist streak, controlling their thoughts and creating obsessions. The pressure they put on their shoulders willingly is immense and will lead to unhappiness, stress, tension, emotional instability. So the strength these people have are they are quite workaholic, analytical, inquisitive. And the weakness they face or the challenges they face are they are at times selfish, critical and paranoid. Celebrities having Pluto in the 6th house are Rihanna and Miley Cyrus. Now guys, I know that the examples that I am giving here of the celebrities are based on their natal charts, on their birth chart and not in the Navamsha. The reason is that I do not have the birth details of each and every celebrity and so I'm not able to check their placement of Pluto in Navamsha chart, but I'm sure that these are the issues they might be dealing with. We all deal with every fear, with fear of a lot of things, with obsessions of a lot of things in every part of our life. But here there is a constant sense of obsession and a constant sense of fear when it is placed in the Navamsha chart. Because remember, Navamsha is what we become after a particular period of time. Especially when you are married, especially when you have crossed around 28 or 29 years of age, your Navamsha chart starts to mature. And so, I will highly recommend to check Pluto's placement in Navamsha chart. What happens when the planet of obsession comes into the 7th house of partnership? These natives have a desire to control the balance between them and their partner in marriage. They may have a fear of losing their partner. When Pluto in 7th house, these natives may have an intense passion and love for someone else where they might lose their own identity or they might start to lose their own presence. These natives are attracted to action-oriented and sort of aggressive people. Especially, as I mentioned, if the placement is there prominent in Navamsha chart, then I think it's high likely that their partner might be egoistic or may have some sort of narcissistic traits. So in 7th house looks at the 1st house, it is the same axis. The natives are strongly affected by interactions with other people too. And in the entire process, I feel that they may lose their entire sense of self. So the strength of these people are they try to maintain balance. They work towards maintaining balance and passionate. The challenges these people face are they at times feel loner because of their extra dependency on their partner at times, suspicious and conflictual. And so the advice for them is they should believe in themselves. The celebrities having Pluto in the seventh house are Charlie Chaplin and also Mother Teresa. What happens when Pluto comes into its own sign of Scorpio according to Western astrology? These natives are interested in mysterious things and also are of secretive type. Usually no one will really know what's going on inside their mind. These natives are quite compatible with changes and they often try to look out for something deeper and meaningful. These people long for emotional and spiritual growth. When Pluto is in 8th house, people don't bush around and get down to business directly, which can be a good and a bad thing. And while they don't take guff from anyone, they may dismiss someone as being weak simply because they aren't as intense as themselves as the people of Pluto in 8th house. These natives may dislike being childish and playful because that takes away their normal serious nature, intensity and passion. This is admirable and good to want this, but it's also annoying and irritating to them. Pluto is in 8th house. Their strength are transformational, psychic and healer. The weakness are secretive, obsessive and dismissive. And the celebrities having Pluto in their 8th house in natal chart are Princess Diana, Adolf Hitler and Oprah Winfrey. When Pluto comes in the 9th house, the natives are about adding wealth of knowledge and Pluto gives desire to go out and explore. It reinforces their stamina and gives them plenty of energy. These natives hate standing still and their mind is always going a mile a minute, making them rushed and a busy individual. They have got something to tell people and may not have patience for other people's problems or conversations. And because of this curious nature, they get lost in their own journey. Don't forget, there are friends and families who depends on these natives as much as they are on others. And so the negative trait here is because of their strong belief system about things and their good education, since 9th house also represents education, they tend to be at times rude and arrogant. And more so, it's mainly about some cult or religion that they have such strong opinions or beliefs that they tend to dismiss that of others, since 9th house also represents religiousness, guru, and higher education. So it could be also the education regarding some spirituality, and they may have some strong opinions, like they might believe firmly in one particular religion that they tend to dismiss other person's religion. So the strength of these people are they are curious, interested and lively. Their weakness are they are arrogant, restless and defensive at times. The celebrity having Pluto in 9th house in their natal charts are Brad Pitt and George Harrison. When the planet of obsession and fear comes into the 10th house of career, these people need to oversee everything, making them come off as a control freak at times. They are effective and efficient and may never apologize to others for that. Because of their ambitious nature, they take charge automatically, so they can climb the ladder of success quite steadily. And in this process, they may not notice other people's efforts. When Pluto is in 10th house, it endows the natives with desire and potential to affect the whole evolution of society. It gives them chance to change the mind of people and do groundbreaking deeds. And so most importantly, overall, I would conclude that the thirst for power, authority, leadership and social recognition can be quite strong, and often people with this position are leader and authorities of some sort. There is a risk of abusing power with this position, which one needs to be aware of, or becoming overly attached to career and to the social status that their career brings. So the strength of these people are they are ambitious, dramatic and social, while the challenges they face are they may be quite bossy and rigid and they may turn into some sort of criminal because of their obsession of power. The celebrities having Pluto in 10th house are Vladimir Putin, Cristiano Ronaldo, Tom Cruise. And so the advice for these people are they should learn to consider other people as well, and should communicate effectively and in a humble manner. When Pluto comes into the 11th house, these natives are intense when it comes to knowledge and perceive education as it is quite important. And with help of education, they believe in bringing reformation and change in the society. Since 11th house in Western astrology also represents community and friends, these natives are a lot about humanitarian welfare. They get along well with other people of all walks of life, and they do not believe in judging people, and also they have a strong sense of understanding, and they understand that judging people for superficial reasons is wrong. Since 11th house is also about friends and social circle, they are quite dedicated, devoted, and supportive towards friends and family, and they also expect the same kind of treatment from their closed ones. When Pluto is in 11th house, it can generally give a lot of fame and followers too. And because of this, they start to have a tendency to control everything and everyone around them. So they should learn to back off as and when required. So the strength of Pluto in 11th house people are they are friendly, loyal, passionate. The challenges they face are at times they can be strange, lofty, and unreasonable. Celebrities having Pluto in 11th house are Albert Einstein, Bill Clinton. When planet of obsession and fears comes into the 12th house of spirituality and losses, what happens is because of their strong intuition of natives, they can read between the lines and see deep into any dark situation. They are always into analyzing situations. Even when a conflict arises, they will try to find out why it happened or what went wrong. Their imagination is limitless, and so they should use it to their full advantage. They are able to walk in someone else's shoes and offer them sympathy and guidance, which makes them an effective counselor to whom people can go and talk to. And negative side of this is they tend to try and hide their own emotions, focusing on other people's problem to take attention off of theirs. They hate the feeling of not having control in their life, and so they tend to ignore those feelings totally. Another thing that is seen with this placement is there might be a lot of depression, addiction, perpetual sadness, and the constant feeling of inadequacy can be seen in these people. And so they need to take care of these things. And they should try and they should be open to take help of their friends and family members. The strength of these people having Pluto in 12th house are spiritual, intuitive, and sympathetic. The weakness or the challenges they face are anxious, hesitant, and secretive. Celebrities having Pluto in 12th house are Marilyn Monroe, Madonna. So guys, this was about Pluto in different houses. I hope you were able to understand and you were able to recognize your fears or your suspicions at times when it comes to dealing with certain things. And once again, I like to tell you that please make sure that you are also checking the placement in Navamsha chart as well as in the birth chart, but primarily in the Navamsha chart to understand this in a more deeper manner. So that once you understand what your fears are, once you understand what your obsessions are, you might be able to work out on them, because at times we know deep inside us that we have certain fears, but until and unless it's there, like we have come across it, until and unless we are sure about it that we feel this way because of this reason, we are not able to work out on it even though we want to. And so I hope because of this video you might be able to understand your obsessions and fears, and you might be able to work out on them. And for working out on them and for becoming spiritually awakened, becoming more of an accepting person, I would say stay tuned with me. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, then I would highly recommend you do that, because I am trying to make a lot of new videos further also, and I'm also trying to conjunct the two different astrologies for our full advantage. And I hope this will really help you guys, and this is also helping me a lot. And so I want others also to take benefit out of this. Please comment if you were able to relate to it, and please subscribe to my channel. And thank you so much, and let's meet next week, Tuesday. And please follow me on Facebook and Instagram for a lot of new posts and updates. Thank you.